Hey, so had the second ayahuasca ceremony last night, and wasn't really that good of an experience for me. Um, the actual ceremony is really nice. It's quite surreal in a sense. It's like there's eight people here taking the ayahuasca. There's two facilitators that don't take the ayahuasca. They're just there quietly in the background if you need them. And then there's the maestra, the shaman. She takes the medicine, and she sings to you. It's really amazing actually when she sings to you. But it's really surreal. It's like we all get in this room, this round. It's like a big dome sort of hut thing. And we've just come from like an hour of like this sound healing, like sound meditation style thing with like crystal bowls, and like it's actually really relaxing. It's beautiful. Very different than kind of stuff that I'd usually do, but I'm embracing everything to try and help, and it's very relaxing, that's for sure. But so we all come in, and we've all got these like mattresses on the ground, and you got a bucket and some toilet paper for when you're purging, vomiting and whatever. So you got your bucket that you throw up in, and toilet paper to wipe your face, and it's your little pillows and some blankets, and a couple of things that you may take in as well, like your head torch. And so you got your little posse, you got your little space, and we're actually pretty close to each other, sort of, because it's not a big space. But so 8 people lay down, and it's all quiet, like it's really quiet. Everyone's trying to focus on their intentions, what they're trying to get out of it. I guess you could call it sort of liken it to a prayer. And for those of you who know me, I'm not religious at all. I won't vocalize my opinion on it, but but I think maybe that there is something to be said about prayer in a sense that it reaffirms your mind state, your belief, and the mind is so powerful that if people, I mean, my problem that I realized last night, and I know I've known this for a while, and everyone who knows me closely knows that I'm my own worst enemy, and it's my belief that is, probably the majority of my problem, or lack of belief in my ability to heal. But anyway, so everyone's in their little space, and they're doing their positive affirmations or whatever. They're talking to their brain or the spirit of ayahuasca. They say, the plant spirit. I mean, I must admit, when I first heard, the sort of term plant spirit, like I thought, fucking woo woo kind of stuff. But there's actually an experiment which someone did in 20, 30 plus years ago, where they hooked up a lie detector, what do they call, polygraph, to plants, and they would do certain experiments. So like one plant would be tortured, like they'd pick the leaves off and be very violent to it. And so this one person would be like, he'd come in and he'd torture one plant, and they'd notice the frequency that the polygraph or whatever it is would be giving out would change. It would fluctuate. It was like the plants were getting stressed. But more to it is that the plant that seen the other plant get destroyed would get stressed when the same person would walk past. Sounds fucking crazy, but it's I think it's a pretty widely accepted scientific study. At least I believe that anyway. So that's helping me a bit, helping me to overcome the fact that we're talking to a spirit of the plant. So that's good. I can get my head around that. But so everyone's got their little intentions going, and talking to the spirit of ayahuasca, asking for guidance, asking for whatever trauma or whatever we're trying to like sort of get through. And then all of a sudden we one by one silently we come up, and one at a time we have our ayahuasca medicine, and then that's it. Lights out, like candles are out. They only have a couple of candles at that point, and then it's just like it's all quiet. Like there's no talking to each other. Like there's none of this. It's you're in your own space trying to deal with your shit. Don't. I mean, if you're crying or you're vomiting or purging or whatever, and you're making noises that are part of your process, well, that's fine. But you don't interrupt anyone or anything like that. So there's no talking. It's like we're all in this room together, quiet. We've all just ingested this, for lack of a better word, I mean, a psychedelic plant medicine and just waiting for it to take over our mind and our body. And it's fucking pretty out there. It's awesome, but the energy's really beautiful. And then the shaman, she starts to sing, and the songs are, I definitely believe in the energetic aspect of the songs now after my experience last night. Like I sort of already did, and I was trying to be open to it all, and I have been, I think, considering my mentality for the last few years. But yeah, so then shaman sings, and then she'll go around and she'll sing to each person individually. And these songs are like, you know, trying to talk to your spirit, really, I guess. And then she'll go back around, and, you know, she does a little thing anyway. So the whole ceremony is pretty amazing and surreal. And when you're looking at this shaman, this maestra, she's face to face with you, and she's singing in these fucking sounds and the energy. I mean, it's just amazing. It really is. And she's just sitting there, and it's like, fuck, there's a shaman, just like a proper shaman, you know, singing a spirit to me to try and help me. Like, this is wild. But you know, they didn't give me enough again. I asked them, I told them yesterday, I said, look, that first dose wasn't enough. Like, I've got a high tolerance to everything, really. And I need more. But they didn't give me more. Now, obviously, I didn't know what had happened with other people, because you don't talk until afterwards, maybe in the morning or after the ceremony's finished. So I didn't know what other people's situation was, but there was 2 other people who had the same feeling. They didn't have enough. They asked for more, like, beforehand, and weren't given it. They were offered to have another cup, but by that point, it's like, I mean, some people get benefit out of it, but me, I wasn't ready for another cup. You know, I didn't like I said, I want more, and, you know, in my dose, and I didn't get it. I got these feelings coming on and that, but I couldn't get lost. And my whole idea of it, and this is the other thing too, is that they say don't come with expectations. And I thought that I really didn't come with any expectations. But I think maybe subconsciously I at least came with one expectation of that. I expected to go into my mind and deal with the shit that I need to deal with. Break down the barriers of the ego and go into your mind, and then whatever happens, you know. So I did at least have this sort of expectation, I guess, and I didn't really realize it. So when that didn't happen again, I was lucid. I felt like I could feel it in my body. It was feeling like there was obviously some kind of substance in my body that was affecting me, but there was no getting lost in thoughts. There was no journey happening at all. And I sort of came to the realization that it was my fault, that my barriers, my mind, my lack of belief in myself, my lack of, you know, belief in, I guess, multiple aspects, that was inhibiting my health, my growth, my healing. So basically, I'm just, you know, I came to the conclusion I'm too fucked up in the head to fucking heal, even with this. I've flown halfway around the world. I'm fucking going through this hardcore experience with these other psychonauts. Yeah, that's the term. You know, ingesting this substance to try and fucking break down these barriers in the mind, and I can't even get there. So I got quite depressed. I got very upset. I felt like once again I'd let everyone down, because I put a lot of faith in this. And so and they say, look, when you start to have bad thoughts, you know, just try and focus on your breath, And I'd focus on my breath, but I came to the conclusion that maybe I'm never going to win this battle. Or maybe it's going to be a battle for the rest of my life. I can't take myself out, because I wish, you know, certainly in times like that, and I wish I could die, and I wish I could just end it, all the pain. But I love my family, and you know, obviously I had a suicide attempt before, but that was under a pretty extreme influence of alcohol, and I was in a very dark space. But obviously I don't want to leave my kids fatherless. I'm sure the adults could get over it, but the kids will be traumatized for life. So I'm stuck here fighting a battle, and I came to the conclusion that I may not ever win this battle. So what can I do? And I thought, maybe focus on the breath, you know. But that's just a distraction, really. I mean, the practice of focusing on your breath over fucking years will help you gain clarity of the mind. You know, I mean, it's a practice that's been done in Eastern traditions for a long time, millennia literally. But in the moment of trying to distract yourself from those thoughts using the breath, it's a distraction. I thought, well, fuck it. If I can't cure my illness, then I'm just going to have to focus on distractions for the rest of my life. You know, work, play, idle fucking shit just to distract my mind. Became pretty dejected at that point. You know, I got very upset. Felt like that I couldn't heal myself, and you know, basically this was just going to be it forever. So then I basically just went straight into a real dark, depressive episode, like when I was just back at home weeks earlier. Super anxious, clawing at my chest, head, like not clawing, scratching, but just so fucking tense, you know, like you can feel the tension in your chest, and you're just sort of like trying to and the whole time I'm hearing other people purging and stuff, and I'm like, well, they've fucking got a dose, like, and that's like, it's like, you know, do you really want to throw up? Like, if it's really like energetically purging yourself from all this shit, then yeah, dude. But so I just wanted to go. Like, I became very lucid, and I was like, I called over the facilitators and I said, look, I just want to go down to my room. I got my phone down there. I just want to talk to my wife, talk to my friends, and jump on some Netflix, just distract my mind. And they were like, talking their talk to try and help me in that. And I was quite distressed and, you know, just sort of, I guess, defeated and dejected. And I was crying, you know. The shaman was doing a second round of singing at that point. And he got her to come over to me next. He said, look, I'll get her to come over to you next. And she came over, and fuck, it was powerful. She was very different. It was really intense. And Paul, my father-in-law, who's here with me, he said that he could see, like, she was battling me in my spirit and like pulling darkness out of me. And it was loud. Like, she was louder than any other singing that she did. And even other people commented on it today. Like, it was so powerful. She fully did calm me down. And she gave me like a massage as well, like a stomach massage. She fully calmed me down with this singing, this really intense, energetic singing. And that was cool. Like, I was calm and I was awake and I was just laying down. I'm like, I don't want to leave out of respect for her, because it is a ceremony and it comes to a conclusion. And if you're still in your zone, well, you can stay in the space and there's facilitators will stay and, you know, things will be cool. But the ceremony's done. So I'm like, out of respect for her, I'm waiting. I'm just like fucking in agony, mental agony, until I came down and came back down to my room and, you know, got to talk to my wife and my close friend, my sister-in-law, who's a close friend, and they helped me. And then my father-in-law came back and we had a little bit of a chat. He was pumped. So, but yeah, I was very defeated, and even today I'm like very flat, and I just sort of don't know what's going on. But I guess like there's a few different options. One is that I'm maybe one of those people that's not going to get these profound experiences, and in the conscious sense, the mind of the working out with the mind, the healing properties of ayahuasca are, you know, being scientifically proven. So even though you're not having like a conscious like revelation, like an epiphany, then the medicine still works on your body and your mind, your brain. Apparently it destroys brain cells that need to be destroyed, basically, and creates new ones, in a sense, or it creates new growth within inside your brain cells. So you can rewire your brain over time, I guess. So maybe I'm just not going to have these profound experiences, and I'm just, you know, have the medicine and fucking, I don't know. Or maybe if I can, because two other people, there's some people that are pissed because they pay a lot of money to come here. And they say, look, I need more in my dose, and you didn't give me more. Like, I pay a lot of fucking money to get here and you didn't give me more. So I learned that this morning, that there's other people that are feeling the same way. So hopefully I'm going to go and have a meeting with the maestra. I can't speak to her because she speaks Spanish and I don't speak Spanish. And then I'll have one of the facilitators as well to sort of chill out and communicate and what's it called, translate for me. But if I ask for a bigger dose and they give me a big dose, and maybe I can break down this barrier of the ego and get lost, or maybe I'm just got to resign to the fact that I'm maybe not going to get that stereotypical epiphany, which is fucking disheartening, to be honest, because literally, I know it's not the end of, like, it's not my last resort, but it sort of feels like it is. I know I can't give up. So if this doesn't work, then I just got to fly back home and do trauma therapy and the EMDR, and maybe I'll try some psilocybin, high dose psilocybin, or, you know, other plant medicines or something that maybe can go deeper into myself. There's things I guess I can try, but it feels like this is like kind of like the final hope in a sense. So yeah, well, we'll see how it goes tonight. This is our last ceremony for 2 days, and then we have 2 more after that. So I don't know what to expect. I guess I'm just going to go in there. Maybe I'll just, you know, take the medicine, treat it like it is a medicine, that it does have a more subtle effect on the body and the mind and my spirit or whatever. And I just focus on my breathing and not try and do any introspective healing work, and just take whatever, you know, whatever subtle kind of healing I get. You know, hopefully I can convince them to give me a big fucking dose, and then I can just break down my ego and fucking burn that away. That's what I'd love. But anyway, all right, I'll keep you guys posted. I'll get a free video of the flower bath too. Cheers.